What then is the goal of education under idealism? If you are an idealistic teacher, to you, what should be the goals of education? And here it says, educators are interested in the search for truth through ideas rather than through the examination of the false, shadowy world of matter. Take the textbook as an example. A textbook is matter. Somebody wrote it, put it together, it got printed, it got to school, and now it is in the hands of the teacher and the students. Is that the only thing the student needs to know? What is in the textbook? In addition, what the teacher says in class. If those two are the only things that a student needs to know, then that's not enough. Then the student is not getting an education, he's simply getting a training. A student should be permitted to explore his or her own ideas in the classroom. Let's take the example of English or Urdu literature. It's a literature class and you're reading a story or a poem, and then the teacher explains what the story or the poem is trying to say, what it's all about, what the author is trying to say, or what the poet is trying to say, and the student learns just that. What does the student learn from this experience? The student simply learns that the teacher's ideas are what is worth knowing, and that is not true. The student should be asked what he or she thinks about the story, why the author writes in a certain way, why the author is doing certain things with the characters, why the characters are behaving in a certain manner, why the author used this particular setting or mood or background or whatever. Let the students explore and contribute to their own learning and understanding instead of being dependent on what the teacher explains or says in class. It is not right for the students to believe that the teacher's explanation is the last word, that the teacher's explanation is the only thing worth knowing. Their own explanations and understanding are equally important. And as the teacher, you can help refine and define more clearly the student's understanding, but do not change the student's understanding to match your understanding as the teacher, because that serves no purpose in education. They encourage students to search for truth as individuals, not collective. When 40 students in a class think exactly as the teacher, that is not an individualistic approach to education. 40 students should be thinking in 40 unique ways inside any classroom. And so, if teachers provide these kinds of opportunities to students to think on their own, to contribute, to share, to recommend, to suggest, to make changes, I think students will learn better, develop better, receive a better education, and be more productive, constructive, and useful in society in the future. Education, according to idealism, is a transformation. And a transformation is a change for the better, a change that brings improvement in an individual's life, condition, setting, environment, situation. And ideas can change lives. Something has to hit for any research to begin. It all begins with an idea in somebody's head. That idea can change a life. We must permit our students to think, to share their ideas, to contribute their ideas, to work with their ideas if we want young people to be productive, if we want young people to learn, if we want young people to get an education. Their ideas count.